Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome back. And today, it's something that I have not done in a while, but you guys seem to enjoy these types of videos, and I am reacting to a transphobe. So I'm going to be watching some interviews conducted by somebody called Kaitlin Bennett. She basically went round and asked a bunch of college students some questions that were rather transphobic in nature, or had a rather transphobic agenda. Ha! Spinning the trans agenda on the transphobes. Kaitlin Bennett is described as an American guns right advocate and an anti-abortion activist. That was a mouthful. So far, a lot of her notoriety and what she's best known for, is that just not the same thing, is about her stance on guns and thinking that having more guns and carrying more guns is a good way to protect people from guns, when really if we just got rid of all the guns there'd be no guns to need protecting from, and therefore solving the problem of needing guns to protect yourself from guns. Voila, problem sorted. That's the best thing to do with guns. Want to protect yourself from guns? Get rid of all of the guns. Except these guns. Anyway, this video is not actually about guns, although the amount of times I've said guns, it could be about guns. It's just something she's very well known for, so I thought you needed a bit of background on her other stuff. This video is actually about transphobia and some questions she was asking on a college campus. I know I've already said that, but I've talked about guns a lot in the meantime, so I thought I should bring it back up. And yeah, apparently she got completely owned by a lot of these students, so maybe this one won't be as frustrating as normal transphobic reactions, but let's wait and see. Anyway, she sounds lovely. I can't wait to watch these interviews. Are you guys ready to?
We're here today at the University of Kentucky to see if college kids think we should put tampons and pads in the men's restroom for men who have periods and urinals in the women's restrooms for women who have ding-dongs.
Ding-dongs?
Ding-dongs.
Ding-dong merrily on a high. That's brilliant. Penises are actually doorbells. I'm just going to put my glasses on before I get properly into this. Otherwise, I will get a headache, so...
Should we put tampons in the men's restroom?
It would not bother me because, again, we do not pick who we become and who we are, so it's up to them.
There is a cat behind me. Hello. That was rather beautiful. I love how she's kind of coming across as quite, like, passionate on her stance, and then people are like, I don't care.
Should we put urinals in the women's restrooms here on campus to be more inclusive to women who stand up when they pee because they have penises?
Yeah, I think so.
Boom.
Hello! Would you like to have tampons in the men's restroom?
I don't see an issue with it if it's
Me neither!
necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary, yes!
It's such a weird way to approach people. Like, I'm just finding this whole approach really odd. Like, just running up to someone on campus going, hey, what do you think of period pads being in the men's bathrooms? It's just a very strange thing to do.
Should we put urinals in the women's restrooms here on campus to be more inclusive to women who have penises? You know, they stand up when they pee.
I mean, if there's the money in the budget for it, sure.
Okay, okay.
Just the quiet, oh, okay, in the background. Like, oh no, I wasn't expecting you to say this, how do I respond? That's the best part, like just the little like off-mic responses, like, oh. I feel like in a lot of ways she genuinely wasn't expecting the responses she's gotten so far, because her reaction to it is more like, oh, right. Well, what do I do now?
What's a period?
Biological function?
Of?
What do you... I'm confused. What do you mean?
Who has periods?
People with the
People?
organs to do that.
People. Yes, people.
If you were to walk into the women's restroom and you saw a woman with a penis there using a urinal, would you be concerned or would you accept it and be inclusive? What would you do?
It's none of my business.
It's none of your business that a man is in the women's restroom.
If they're in the women's restroom, then they identify as a woman.
Boom, like, whoa. That was like a mic drop response, just like saying it, walk away, not putting up with this shit anymore.
Oh.
Oh, it's like a running theme. Oh. People don't agree with my bigotry.
Who would have known men walking into... Okay, don't question anything about men walking into women's restrooms ever. They're just there because they're women. They're not predators, no.
I wondered when the term predators was going to come up. It always comes up. People always bring up the term predators. Ooh, trans women are predators. They're just predatory men using the women's bathrooms. Let's not equate the two. Yes, there are predatory men, but there are also trans women who just want to go to the toilet, and the two are not the same thing whatsoever. Being worried about predators does not mean you get to be an asshole to trans women.
Do women have penises? I don't know. Alright, well, okay, we don't know who has penises and vaginas. Okay, have a good day. Hope you figure it out.
Penises or vaginas, that's uncomfortable. People either are disagreeing with her or they're just like, I don't know. I don't care. Why do you care? Why are you asking me this? The music is too happy for this kind of video. Well, I don't know. It's not that difficult to watch because people are disagreeing with what she wants to hear.
What do you think about putting tampons and pads in the men's restroom here on campus for men who have periods?
Yeah, absolutely. That's essential.
Yeah.
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 She's just not listening.
Well, trans men have periods.
Oh, okay. Okay, explain that one to me.
Yeah, so people who have transitioned from female to male, obviously, they might still have periods, and, if they identify as male, they have the right to go into the men's room. But if they're still having periods, they have the right to have, the products they need.
I love them. That was the best response.
Regular cis men, don't necessarily have to have a urinal, per se. It could be nice.
You said regular cis men.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that just be a regular man?
It would be a regular cis man.
What's the difference?
Cis just means that you identify as the gender that you were born as.
How should I approach people if I don't know what they are? Should I say, hello, sir, ma'am? Should I just guess?
There's a couple ways to go about it. I generally, if I'm not sure, I avoid words like sir or ma'am. Mm-hmm. If you're not sure, they is always a good pronoun to use.
Men don't have periods.
Cis men don't have periods.
Cis men don't have periods, but some men do.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for the lesson. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good one.
They are amazing. You can tell she's not listening, like she's saying stuff that's kind of like, it's confusing me because she sounds like she's asking questions to learn, but then off camera, away from people, that's where she's being dicky.
What do you think about putting urinals in women's restrooms for women who have penises and they just want to stand and pee?
I think people just making too big of a deal about it. I don't really care.
Naughty words. Okay, so we should or shouldn't?
I mean, I don't really care.
Okay, what about tampons and pads in men's restroom for men who have periods?
If you're really getting that worked up about it, why does it matter? Like, I don't care. It's just sitting there. I'm not going to take it.
Okay, so we should provide men with tampons.
I mean, if a dude wants a tampon for some reason, he can have a tampon. That's not my business.
What would he use it for?
I don't know. That's his problem.
What would he use a pad for?
His problem.
Do you think they should seek medical advice if they're having bleeding?
I mean, if they want to, I don't really care. Why should I care?
I don't know, I care about people. If they're
Yeah,
bleeding out of their penis, I would want to...
I care about people's personal rights. They can do whatever they want. It's none of my business.
That was great, just like literally I don't care. Why are you asking me this? Leave me alone. Why do you care so much? Why are you so obsessed with other people's genitals?
What do you think about starting an initiative on campus here at UK to be more inclusive to women who have penises, and we can put urinals in the women's restroom for them?
Sounds fantastic.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have been living throughout this video for her little, like, quiet, oh, okay.
What about, let's take it one step close, more for inclusivity here on campus, and put free tampons and pads in the men's restroom for men who have periods?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you do if you're going around asking questions and you're expecting people to either agree with you or kind of be so unsure in their answers that you have an opportunity to then go in and like push your stance and keep asking your questions, trying to trip them up with false logic. But you're not getting that kind of response. Instead, what you're getting is a lot of like, I don't care, or like, just let people be, or like, just do it. There's nothing to say to that other than, okay.
What men do you know with periods?
General use ones like in Willie T have pads. I use them pretty often. So.
That face, the shock. I love.
So.
Put urinals in women's restrooms for women who have penises.
That wouldn't have any
I
effect
would
on
have
me.
no issue with
I don't get how anybody can have a problem with that.
Did she not get bored asking the same questions over and over again? But also, it's a really weird question to ask. Like, the fight that's happening and the thing that people are pushing back against who don't like trans people is, like, not letting trans women in particular use the women's bathrooms. I don't think there's ever been any, like, fight for urinals being put in there. But also, fun fact, there's things called like women's urinals, which are a slightly different shape but can essentially be used by anyone, and they've been around since the 19th century, so it's not actually a big deal, and they have been in public women's restrooms. So it does feel like the question she's asking is designed to shock people and give the best chance of getting the response that she's after.
He said he likes answering questions. I have two very progressive questions for you. Are you a progressive?
I'm a big conservative.
Ooh.
Are you Kaitlin Bennett? But you look like her.
Should we put urinals in women's restrooms here on campus to make women with penises feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to make everyone feel included.
I thought you said you were a huge conservative.
I am.
It just cuts. Like, that interview just dies there. I think she thought she'd found a friend, and when she hadn't, it's like, oh no. And then the last minute is like her just promoting her stuff, which I'm obviously not going to leave in, and then the 3 people she found that agreed with her. And so, I mean, I'll give that to her. Not everybody disagreed with her or refused to give a comment or was confused. Like, some people were supportive of her views, but at the same time, I don't think a 10% approval rate is that good. Well, that was fun. Not fun. Fun. Actually, no, it was fun. That was kind of enjoyable. Just her shock that there are lots of people who are supportive of trans rights and trans people and don't really care about the stuff that she is getting so worked up about. It did actually really majorly backfire on her. And nearly everybody was either indifferent or pro being inclusive. And that must be why she called the video "College Students Have No Morals." But it's the first time I've ever heard being accepting an inclusive person also meaning you have no morals. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like this is a more light-hearted look. I know that she's quite well known for her other very negative stances, and I'm not saying that it's like a funny thing that there's people out there like that, but just she well and truly got owned. It shows a lot of progress being made, and a lot of people are more in line with being inclusive than maybe she thought. I just hope at some point she starts listening, or at least realizes that life is a lot easier and more fun when you stop pouring all your energy into being an exclusionary butt. I think what's important to recognize is that people are fine to disagree. We can all disagree on opinions, and we all have a right to have our opinions. But where it becomes a problem is when those opinions are vocalized and used in a way to exclude other human beings. You're actively trying to exclude and erase the rights and just kind of shit on a whole community of people within society, and that's when it's not okay, and that's when it should be called out. You can be not understanding or accepting of something, but where I think it's then wrong is to then turn your belief into a campaign of let's shit on trans people. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. Think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, then let me know, and let me know of any that you know that might be fun to react to. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.